but what never gets, communicated is the degree of like love and intimacy and investment. Like I'm not from LA. LA is another city. Long Beach is another city. I'm from Long Beach people are different. No disrespect, right? They're like different people. LA people, I'm talking about black folks, right? Like black folks in LA, black folks in Long Beach are different. There's something about, as Robin pointed out, like that community history coming from Texas and Louisiana. And when people came, right? Some parts of LA, that history is much longer. Like you go back into the 20s and 30s. But for Watts and Compton, you're talking about, 40s, 50s, and 60s. There's just like a different kind of historical narrative. And there's also like baggage that kind of goes with that and a kind of pride. So that's kind of a long, answer to that question, but I'll turn it over to Robin.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Yeah? I think our answers are so long because this conversation is so needed. It's so needed. Um, I just want to point out that Compton's history of Black people actually goes back a few more decades in a serious way. And I also think that the reason why Compton feels so distinct in its culture, and I agree with you, I feel very different from people. I have friends up from all over LA. Um, but yeah, there's a distinction. And I do think that distinction is that we're children of Southern migrants and Great Migration, a lot of us. Janice, I can't wait to talk to you so much about Compton as a site for immigration from the diaspora. That's profound. Um, I love what you said about the 5-year. What I loved about what you just said, Amaud, is about that Compton changes every 5 years profoundly, and I don't think people realize how profoundly that change actually is. It's so I just want to say that. I already forgot what the question was. I'm going to need that again. You could type it in the box if you want, and I'll come back to it. But I want to say, for me, I'm so happy that you said that it's like minstrelsy, the mythology of Compton. I can't tell you guys, I've lived all over the world. I also lived a lot of my life on the East Coast in New England and New York. And in parties, people go like, so where are you from? And I go, Compton. And they're like, whoa, right? And I'm like, fuck you, okay? You have no idea what I just said to you. You don't know, you will never know. You watch Boys in the Hood and you listen to some rap that's really bad rap, okay, not Compton rap, and you think you know me, and you think you know Compton. And I find that I can't tell you how insulting the representations of how people play Compton in the media just makes me sick to my stomach. Because for me, it was a place of profound beauty. I love, Janice, I will never forget that you saw flowers where there were none. I feel like I grew up in Oz. It was that magical. And not only that, but it was a black Oz. There was nobody there that was white, right? We didn't see white people. If a white person came to the door, we thought it was like somebody came from Mars. It was so bizarre. And it was just the most profound experience of beauty in my life, and bar none. Bar nothing. What I do want to say, though, about gang violence is, again, I'm a little bit older by a decade or two. I don't know of the other participants, but when gang banging began, so I have a poem that I was going to read today that I didn't read called Math, and it's about my first love being shot and killed in a drive-by as gang banging was beginning. And the way that we thought about gangbanging as it began was that, this is what I heard the old folks saying around me as more and more people, black men, were being killed, was that they're imitating the cops, right? That's how we understood gangbanging to be, that we had been shot at and terrorized by the state for so many years. I mean, you guys, we used to play hopscotch. I talk about this all the time. We used to play hopscotch with the shells from the LAPD's guns, right? All the time. And so that when gangbanging finally, and it's logical to me, it's logical, right? when gangbanging finally came around and my first boyfriend was killed and other people were killed and so many of our friends and family were killed, it felt like a continuation and an internalization of what we had already been experiencing. What role does memory play? Why is memory so important to this place? What is real, true? What is mythology? So I don't know how to answer that question. I don't. It's just, all I can tell you is I really feel, and I mean, people from Compton are proud. We are, right? Is it just me, you guys? We're really proud. There's a part of me that I just feel like you had to be there. I'm sorry for you if you were born somewhere else, but I was born at a particular time in a particular moment that was extraordinary, extraordinary. And I'll never recover from that beauty, never.